Quick reminder to myself, as of right now, using my iPhone to upload things, and since it stores the videos, um, after they are done recording or as they are recording. Um, so once they're done uploading to YouTube, delete them immediately after, because I am down to prior to recording this, I had 40 some odd megabytes, which is not enough to probably even run the processor or whatever, which is probably why it keeps cutting me off when I hit 5 seconds after my last video was made. And come to find out, that video wasn't even saved, which pisses me off. It was only 9 minutes, so yeah. So just to touch on what it is, and maybe that can help me with practice on making sure they're short, and practicing how to go about recording and everything, and practice getting my thoughts in order so that I can be more professional in the future. But till then, the video that didn't get uploaded, I just want to try and figure out how to bullet point this. I want to talk about Star Wars, Disney, Frozen. This is just a bullet point it. That way I can find these thoughts later. The Force Awakens, and to go slightly into more in depth, I have a crap ton of mixed opinions. I wouldn't even say that I'm 50-50 on the film. I would say I'm almost 25% on liking and disliking it, and how that makes sense is complicated. But we've got the original, what is now called Legends timeline, and I feel that Disney should have just grabbed from there. There are so many different stories, and plus there are gaps that could have been bridged. It spanned out from, I'm pretty sure, the beginning of Star Wars creation within the continuity to ultimately 150 years or so after Return of the Jedi. There's guaranteed not going to be an entire year, and there's been movies that take place within only 6 months to a year, or even a day. So that being said, if you can have a 2-hour flick that is only supposed to take place overnight within the continuity of the film and timeline, then why not actually have a film that more or less takes place somewhere bridging a gap between something? Hell, that's kind of what the prequels were. It was bridging the gap between, where did Anakin Skywalker come from and everything like that. It was, a prequel. So, but yeah, there's no reason why Disney couldn't have done that. I'm already at 3 minutes. I am trying to get my thoughts out. The reason why I hate Frozen, how technology was, and can it still be used? I don't know if there's ways you can still come across the older operating systems of computers. I don't know if there's ways you could come across the older hardware itself outside of a garage sale to get a tube TV. Hopefully you guys saw that, but yeah, technology, movies, video games, they have a certain look, depending on what era they come from, and I wouldn't necessarily say that things visually got better over time, and that's a 50-50 thing. Some things did, some things didn't. In movies, some things did. In video games, depends on your preference. Sometimes looking at a more human CG or whatever model that has hair flowing and everything, maybe that's your preference. Maybe you wanted us to get to that technological point, or maybe video games should always look like video games, and so having hands that are almost blocky, where you talk like this, like in San Andreas, or Mario, where they're more pixelated, or N64 looking. Maybe that's your preference. I want to know if it's possible to regain those softwares and still make things that way. I would love to make video games of my own. Right now, I have no idea how to do that, and I would just honestly love to know if I can make them the way that they were once made, way back when, and almost look like they came from that time period, even though they came from the year 2018. You could probably do more with it, add a longer gameplay or something like that. but ultimately still make it look like it came from a certain era. Be pretty cool. I'm already hitting 5 minutes. I don't know what my what all I've said, even in this video, because I've had to rush myself and not actually collect my thoughts and process them. Just pew, pew, pew. So yeah, ultimately, this video is to just kind of give me a rundown and run back on what I said even 30 minutes ago. That way it's at least on there and I can find it when I actually reformat these videos. So I want to be able to talk about The Force Awakens as a movie and how Disney could have gone a different route, and how on the number of perspectives from one individual being myself, and I want to hear from you guys. I'll go into a bigger, more in-depth in a later video. I want to hear from any possible audience I gain. You know, why do you think, you know, I just want opinions. Why is the movie good, both as a movie, as a standalone, just as a film, and as a Star Wars film, you know, or a sci-fi film? What made it a good movie? What made it a bad movie? And as a Star Wars fan, you know, why did it suck? Why was it good? You know, everyone has the right to not just one opinion, but multiple, you know, even if those opinions contradict themselves due to a different perspective and a different look at the same thing. You know, you can look at it one way and say, huh, okay, and, you know, I can go with that, and then you can say another way and go, huh, I'm actually not quite sure now, but I still agree with my earlier opinion. So we all have rights to opinion, and I rather try and be a deep thinker and a philosopher and look at things more intricately and deeply and speak my mind. So if I can find other people that do that, absolutely fabulous. Just, I would love to, you know, have more deep conversations with people, whether it's on the internet or in person. If anyone wants to meet me in person and do so, no matter if I'm a big YouTuber or not, or anything that I'm doing in life, kind of like with how Gabriel Iglesias says, I'm the same guy on stage that I am walking down the street, so if you want, tap me on the shoulder, give me a hug, let's go get some tacos. So, yeah, a lot of things I want to talk about. Also, as a quick note to myself, I do want to do game reviews. I forgot about that. I mentioned in the video that didn't end up showing up and self-deleted. Game reviews for older videos, game reviews for newer videos. Just basically, I'll buy a game, I'll play it, I'll do a walkthrough. These are ideas I want to do in the future. And do a review of it, and if it has multiple releases, like Resident Evil 4 came out on multiple consoles and is coming out on newer consoles with touch-ups. You know, which one is better? Does it necessarily need all these, you know, touch-ups or not? I'm already hitting 8 minutes. I still need to upload this. Last time it cut me off at 9 minutes. I deleted a bunch of things off of my phone that I honestly didn't need, so hopefully you know, now that I have 5 gigs, instead of less than 1, I can, you know, make these videos. Even if they're only 10 minutes long, that kind of frustrates me, because back in 2008, when I had, or 2010, when I was using a 2008 model MacBook, and it only allowed me to upload 10 minutes at a time. But I guess it's going to be beneficial because it will help me structure my thoughts if I am aware I have a condensed amount of time to talk. So, work my way up the ladder, right? Anyways, to anyone who finds this, thank you for watching. I don't know if I really want to put my name out there right now, just because this is more of a, you know, gather my thoughts type video series on this channel. It's going to be completely random and incoherent. Once I get my own personal things going, finances and better means of doing things, then I will probably make a new YouTube channel where things look more professional. That way you're not sitting here on the same YouTube channel going, what the fuck is this shit, but yet you can still do that. So yeah, I'm still trying to organize how I'm going to go about things. Till then, there's an origin story for everyone. Later, guys.